live right now.
We should be live now.
Yes, I'm waiting on my thing on my phone, but hi everyone. Welcome to the Raven Wolf channel. I have here the one and only dragon. I have Anya with me. Yay. It's been a while, huh, Anya?
It's been a while and I missed it.
Yes, I'm glad that we're doing this. I feel like we talked about this before, and I'm really excited about presenting this information that you and me both feel like it doesn't get talked too much. What you think?
Sorry, I'm getting a cold. It's not from smoking. Yeah, and we both know. Yeah, we talked about it, and we both find that no one talks about it, and that there's something seriously wrong with that. I mean, not with the people not talking about it, but with the matter.
And actually, it's funny because and I don't know if you saw it, and I'm curious to know if who in the chat heard me talk about this before, about the inconsistencies, about the Gregorian calendar, and how, because I talked about this before on an R&R show, but I don't think a lot of people watch it, or I don't think a lot of people picked it up. So I want to take this chance to really make our points across, because like it's important. I think it's important.
I think so too, because that might, help some people to understand what's going on with us.
Yes.
What's the real matrix?
Yes. Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm pulling up the chat.
Oh, with us.
Sorry sorry about that. Yeah, I was pulling up the chat on my phone. So let's welcome the chat. So hi Pisces, Milky, 420 film, Freedom is Films, what's up Ransom, Rob, Alex, Iowa, Denise, Johan, Diane, Tim. All right, everyone, welcome. Sorry, hi Bill, if I missed your name. Hi Mary.
Hi
everyone. But I do want to, hi Trina. I do want to say that even though I am going to be looking at the chat, whenever me and Anya, we're going to be presenting this information, I don't want to interrupt her, or I don't want to be distracted, because I really, but we get really easily distracted, Anya and I, so we're going to try our best. So, yeah.
Oh, we squirrel all over the place.
Yes. But now we got, I took these notes, all of these notes, because I'm a dork. And you have notes too, right, Anya? Oh my God.
Just a few.
Yeah. So, anyways, how do you want to start? Do you want to start talking about how the Gregorian calendar, who implemented the Gregorian calendar, and how that whole thing got started?
My pleasure.
Go ahead.
So
you
like I said, I'd rather read my notes, because other than that, I lose myself in a...
Yeah, me too, by the way.
So, first of all, there is still no proof really when it came into the game. So they're still arguing about that it was before 1600 or after the
I have the 1582.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I just had some other notes as well.
Yeah.
So, and then in 1582, before there was the Julian calendar, which was the Roman calendar.
Yes, I'm glad that you brought that point, because yes, thank you.
So, who was like wrong from the beginning, because the year of 11 minutes and 14 seconds. Sorry, I have to read. I wrote that in German. I know that was wrong.
That happens.
So it's actually longer than the sun year. So from the sun year to the first moon, like the spring moon. So it wasn't right. It didn't add up. So then the Pope, Gregor the 13th, in 1582,
Yep.
he brought in the Gregorian calendar. So it was not pretty much new. It was just changed a bit. So
Yes.
we took pretty much,
Anton says that the Gregorian and the Julian was combined.
yeah. So it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't really new. It was just changed, right?
Yeah. And tell us why was the use or the purpose of the Gregorian calendar for the Catholics? Is it,
For the Catholics. Let me go. So, I mean, first of all, they brought in the rule of February 28, 29. What do you call that?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the leap year.
Leap year, yeah. We call it leap year. I like that.
Yes.
And that I'm sorry for mumbling already. So for them, it was actually only important that the moon cycle was so used that the date of Eastern would be calculated right.
Oh wow.
1 year after Christ was born. So it just amazes me that they were obviously planning something already that Easter year, with all the Jesus thing going on. So it's kind of fascinating that 1 year before he was born or after he was born, they knew already he's going to die in a few years from then, because obviously the Easter date was so important to them, from Easter, not Easter, the Eastern, the holiday was so important.
Yes.
And so this is why the start of the year is official January 1st.
Yeah.
And this is because it's combined to the 1 year after Christ was born.
Oh wow. I didn't know that piece of information. But no, I have here that the Pope and the Catholic, they start using the word calendar that comes from the root word calens, which means account book. And this is because the primary use of this calendar for the common man was to know the dates of pay taxes.
Right.
And in fact, this calendar was imposed. Well, here, I'll wait for that part because I will go in a tangent. So I know myself. So go ahead, Anya.
So they were actually thinking with the way they put January 1st, it would be, hold on, let me just translate that. It's so the Gregorian calendar is, they made it on purpose uneven. So because the way they build it up, you will not even think about midsummer or all the other days, or equinox in autumn, like nothing that is anything natural that they back then, without a calendar or without the Julian one, that they were living. I mean, they were living without it, right? They were going after the sun, after the moon.
Yeah. And for thousands of years before they even implemented the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah. So and they mix it up on purpose, so people totally lose track on the original, I call them holidays, like on the original celebrations, because actually that circle that like the pagan has, or the Celts, it's all the same.
Yeah.
which is interesting, has actually just, if you see it this way, 8 months.
Oh.
So, or holidays, right? The seasons.
Yeah.
And so it's summer solstice, Beltane, spring equinox.
And that's all pagans, right? What they will consider pagan.
The Germanic people, they lived like that too, right?
Yeah.
And Imbolc, winter solstice, Samhain, autumn equinox, Lammas. So 8. And all there, that wheel of the year is actually just for the purpose of growing, planting, resting, and harvest. So they had a plan and everything, right? And the whole year it was planned. They were following the sun, the moon,
the natural harmonics of the earth. Yes.
Yeah, and with that Gregorian calendar, they took it out on purpose, the way they put the dates. They're taking days out, they're putting months in, you know.
Yeah.
Around. Even the names don't make sense. Like we.
Oh yeah. I wrote down the meaning of the 12 months of the Gregorian calendar. Do you want to go over those?
Yes.
Okay. So I have January is the god of the doorway. February is an obscure reference to a type of entrails used in a form of divination.
Oh, I have something nice to January.
What?
To Janua. Well, I can talk real Latin. Janua, the god. They say he had 2 faces, and he was looking in the future and in the past.
Oh, nice. Then March is named after Mars, the god of war. April, for me, and we exchanged notes before we came on live. And for me, I have April and May are names after, well, we don't know. It's something to do with springtime. But you have, you said something about May. You have a different information than I got, right?
Yeah, I got for May. That was actually she is, that was the Roman goddess Maya, and it was an old traditional festival in Rome where she was a goddess of the wind, of abundance and growing. But what I found out that was actually taken from the Mayans, from the word Maya.
That's awesome. Because I'm also gonna bring up the Mayan.
So yeah, we talk about the Mayas later, but that was taken, like a lot of cultures took that name Maya or May from the Mayans.
Okay, so next we have June, which is named after Juno, the wife of Jupiter. And then July is named after Julius Caesar. Just a nice guy that wanted one name after himself. August is named after Augustus Caesar. August used to be the month called sextile, which means 6. And Augustus Caesar figured that if Julius had a month named after him, then Augustus also wanted a month named after himself. So he changed sextile to August. And at that time, it only had 30 days. February had 29. So he took the 29th day from February and added it to August. So it will have 31, just like Julius did with July.
Yeah, and they actually, he got the name for that month when he died, after he died. So he didn't even.
Oh, wow.
Boo boo.
That's crazy. So September means 7 in Latin, but yet we use it as the 9th month. Then October means in Latin 8, which is the 10th month. November in Latin means 9, which is the 11th month. December is the 12th month, and it means 10.
Yeah, so there comes the confusion in again, right?
So it's not in any way that is tuned with the rhythms of the cosmos at all, you know?
No, and all those names, those festivals that they put in, like February, like that was actually Imbolc for the old Germanic Celts. And March, they had Osera before. So, like, let me start from the beginning, maybe. So those were those heathen festivals, right? Not, I always say Celts, but the heathen festivals, or how they celebrated the nature. So they did their shamanic rituals, right? Their magic, their nature, they're there. So that's a nice sentence. So during all this time with all those calendars, Julian calendar and Christian Gregorian calendar, I call it Christian calendar. Whoopsie.
Might as well.
Those old heathen celebrations would be taken over from all those religious Gregorian, Julian, blah, and they were changed. So so they took away the ability to feel the rhythm and the pulse of Mother Earth, to combine with her energies that we have to combine with in order to do magic, to do shamanic journeys, to get the vibes, to get the frequencies.
So to take advantage of the planets and draw from that energy. And yes, like we, use the full moons to, as they manifest, right?
To manifest, yeah.
And the new moons are to release.
To release, or it's good to start planning something. You can put your wishes in, and they will grow. And then on the day of the full moon, you can release that wish. You can do it as well if you do.
That's awesome.
So they took away all of this by mixing up all those days, but yet they took over. They were like greedy enough to take these holidays, like Imbolc, February was.
Yeah, what a nerve,
Yeah, it's like, so it was, which when we're talking about manifestation, it's a day where the light was reborn, and the manifesting of life itself, for example, to start new life, and they're welcomed it with fire, with candles, with everything. So in March, Ostara, that's she was a goddess of light, or the Celtic name was Alban Ilia. So it's a begin of spring, so and they do it too, the begin of spring, bozos. So they even steal all of this, or Beltane. So it was called this is the transmission from spring to summer. So it was called the fire of Belenos, and it was to cleanse and to fertility,
Yeah.
So they take that too. They put in their Maya, and they even had to steal the name Maya. I mean,
what a nerve.
Those are just examples. I'm not going to go through all of them now.
Assholes.
But yeah, really. What else? Zamain.
Yeah, so that actually, I'm gonna present my information so I'm actually curious because I want to share how things started clicking for me about this specific topic. How did it started clicking to you? Like, wait a minute, what the hell with this Gregorian calendar? Why am I so?
Well, it started clicking like when I started my spiritual journey, like almost 20 years ago, right? And I started looking into the heathen tradition because it always called for me. And I love to work with that magic of energy with the sun and the moon. And I was looking into those days where they're celebrated and when they're planted their seed, when they harvested, how they showed their gratitude, how they put their magic in there, their energies. And they did it always with the sun and the moon.
Yeah.
So, and then I looked at the calendar and it was like, I think it clicked with me on Samhain. You know, that's one of my favorites, when the veil is very, you know, thin.
Then you made a little video, a live streaming this year.
That was Beltane, and I made
never mind.
Beltane because it was full moon. That's why it fits. So, and it clicked with me on Samhain, and I was like, okay, Samhain, the ancestors, let's celebrate. Let's see if we get a message. And I was looking up the sky, and I'm like, there's no freaking moon. That's not right. So, and the moon was, I think, a week later or something. And then I was like, okay, that's the moon now. And then it started clicking. I'm like, wait a minute. So how can they say Samhain is then, Ostra is then, and this is then, or Yule is actually, well, Christmas is on the 24th, 25th, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
Yule, they were so generous and said it's the 21st. So this is the longest night, right? So, and then it just clicked. I'm like, this is wrong. This is all fake. They took it away from us. It has to sync with the sun and the moon and not with this date they're giving us.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, because I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I have a conspiracy theory of my own after doing my research. So do you believe that is that a form of a matrix?
I believe that is our matrix that we are looking for. I mean, we're all talking computer program and blah, which I don't believe. If not, I would write a complaint to my programmer. But I believe this is our matrix. This is how they keep us working. They keep us distracted. They give us a date, they give us time, we go to work, we do this, we do that.
And it doesn't help that, they poison us with vaccines, with spray, with the food we eat. They keep us like dumbed down so we don't,
Yeah, so we don't even waste a thought about spirituality, about our frequencies, about our abilities, about our gifts, what we can.
God-given gifts. Yeah. Well, I asked you that because I told you this before we started the show, that like I consider myself somebody that I'm pretty awake. I'm always learning. I'm not saying, oh, I'm an expert, because I will never say that, because I feel like you're learning. I'm always learning, and I never thought about the Gregorian calendar at all. It never really crossed my mind or anything, but it was here recently till I started studying the Mayan calendar and how everything that they did was according to the cycles of the universe and nature around us. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it started clicking. And but anyways, I want to share some notes that I wrote about the ancient Maya people that study the cycles of both the universe and nature around us. They are mathematical connections between the cycle of the Venus, the moon, and human pregnancies, eclipses, Earth orbits around the sun, and planting and harvesting of corn, to name a few. The Maya created a harmonic calendar that is synchronized to all of those cycles. The Tzolk'in, which is one of the Mayan calendar, is therefore less.
Tzolk'in, T-Z written, right?
Yes. Tzolk'in, yeah, is therefore less of a human invention and more of a profound insight into the organization tendencies with nature. Mayan cosmology developed the insight with great ingenuity. I can't say that word. Ingenuity and sophistication. Our Gregorian calendar is not synchronized to those natural cycles and thus is not aware. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's what I got too. That's what I found out too.
And that brings me to another point, which I also find this about this, starting the Mayan, that we live in an artificial timing.
Yes.
We live in the 1260. Huh?
Oh, sorry. It's just like I'm getting a cold.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anya.
No, that's fine. I got my tea. I'm killing it with it. The Mayans, they talk about that that time is 4-dimensional, right?
Yes.
And I know, and which I find interesting in the year of the wheel of the year, it's cut into 4 parts as well. Like I said, growing, planning, harvest, resting.
Yes.
So I find that, or it is, what else did I had? It's and it's also what I use. We use the elements, right? Earth, water, fire. What did I leave? Air, earth, water, fire. So that's 4 too, 4 elements.
Yes. Are you okay, Anya?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm worried.
No. I'm good. I'm good. So I just thought that kind of caught my eye. I don't know why, it just caught my eye. There's nothing written that it belongs together.
Yeah.
It caught my eye.
Yeah, I understand. But anyways, so I'm about to say something, read something, and then I'm gonna explain my theory, my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Well, it actually is gonna go with this, but okay. So hear me out. So we live in a 1260 artificial timing, right? 12 months, 60 minutes, versus a 1320 natural timing frequency. The Gregorian calendar is a macro program that, along with the mechanical clock, the micro program has led human civilization into irregular, destabilizing, mechanized ways of thinking, and serve as an accelerated factor of materialism through the paradigm of time is money. Oh my gosh, that was rough to read. Sorry.
It's okay.
So they reformulated time as art. The Mayan did reformulated that time is art as the universal factor of synchronization.
Yeah.
So by changing our relationship with time, we change our perception of ourselves and the world. Do you agree?
I totally agree. I had similar notes. Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, so actually, I wanted to bring this up because Johan was asking this, or was it Trina? I forgot. Okay, so the law of, and now I don't know how I mentioned that I've been studying also the law of time. But this is where I'm getting all this information. But the law of time states that the galaxy and everything that is held together by a common timing frequency, a 1320 ratio, constant, which maintains everything unified, conditions through synchronization. This 1320 ratio can be found in the human body. It's 13 main articulations and 20 fingers and toes. So that's why it's the 1320 frequency.
Yeah.
And the whole earth is now encapsulated in this artificial machine frequency that is destroying our planet by disrupting the homeostasis, which keeps everything in balance. When the homeostasis is sufficiently disturbed, then a shift is inevitable. Inevitable.
Yeah.
The apparent crisis that the world is now undergoing is the effect of biosphere-noosphere transition, the chaotic and dissipative shifts into the new order of planetary reality. Sorry, that was a lot. But
no, that's correct.
With all that said, here's my conspiracy theory. I believe that the Gregorian calendar had to be implemented worldwide according to enslave us and keep us, not slave us, I guess enslave us in a certain way, but keep us in the matrix and sleep. And I believe that when the Gregorian calendar got implemented, that's when, you know, the Spanish conquistadors forced that calendar to the natives, to the indigenous people. And can you imagine if you're like a native and you've been practicing, your ancestors has been practicing your own natural ways of, you know, following the cycles of the moon, the earth, I mean, the sun and everything. And then all of a sudden this person tells you, no, forget about that. This is how it is.
Yeah, and that was with the heathens, that was with the Mayas, that was with the natives, that was with all the cultures that were living in that energy, in that frequency, in harmony, were aware of the magic of their abilities. And what did they do with them?
And they were so connected. People back then, the indigenous people, they were so connected.
Yeah.
Well, worldwide. So to me, that's my conspiracy theories, that they had to force down to actually be able to implement that Gregorian calendar and keep us in this, you know, materialism. Nothing matters. Your life should be just, you know, you born, you go to school, you try to make money, you buy things, and then you die, and then, you know, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And to make sure no one survives that could pass a little more knowledge, what happened with them? They got slaughtered.
All this stuff. I think Wayne Steiger did a video about how critical it was, the Alexandria and the what's the other, the destruction of the Alexandria library or whatever, and there's Constantinople, and I believe that the Mayan information too, because do you know that only like one glyph survived, and it's not like, and yeah, they destroy everything.
And what they didn't destroy, they keep deep, deep, deep down in the Vatican's basement.
Yeah.
Forgetfulness.
Yeah. That's sad.
Like they did it with the poor natives. They were living in harmony with the elements. They did it with the heathens. The Druids were examples that were their shamanic people, right? They were living with as well with the elements and with the earth. They all lived in harmony with the elements and the earth. Like our animals. They don't care for a freaking calendar.
No, that's and I said this before actually, that us humans are the only thing in this planet that are not in tune with the natural way of life. Because we're in this matrix that is false, is not real. And you know, it's from the minute you're born, you're in it.
You're born on this and this date and this time. Boom. And that's it. And that's where the rat race begins.
It's crazy, huh?
And then you have to play, you have to go play then and then. You have to go to bed then and then. Okay, which is good for kids, yeah, don't get me wrong. But
yeah.
You have to go to kindergarten, you have to go to school, you have to do apprenticeship, and so on. You get so like forced into this whole system. And do you have time to think about anything else? I do understand, you know, in these days, we need a job to survive. Unfortunately, because they take away all our sources. But I mean, you're so dulled into that system that you don't think about the moon cycle. Like, oh, Christmas is then, cool. But no one thinks about that this was a totally different, that this had a totally different meaning and happened to the moon, you know?
Yeah, and you know, the good news here is that you can get in tune to the natural, you know, I mean, yeah, we have to follow because, you know, there's certain, like if you work and stuff like that, but you can be in tune to the natural rhythms of the world, you know. Actually, you brought when I took that video of the sky and the moon, and I said in that video, I was like, to me, it looks like a full moon. And I actually talked to you that night. I think we messaged or something. And you're like, well, you know, because I was like, well, technically it's not till Thursday. And you're like, well, really, with the Gregorian calendar, we have to follow, and it's that day, like, you know.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you made me like kind of like a click, like, you know what? Yeah, fuck them, fuck the calendar.
Yeah, fuck the calendar.
Yep.
And that's why Beltane, I didn't even look on the calendar. I
Yeah.
saw the moon. I'm like, that's the night. That's the
Yes,
night.
that's awesome. You
That's
follow
good,
your
right?
natural instinct. Yes.
And we
So
talked about this before, and to make sure they really dumb us down, they poison us with other shit, dumb us down, and slow us down, knock our energies down, our frequencies.
yeah,
That's my belief as well. That's my own conspiracy as well. This is
yeah,
all done to shut us the F up,
yeah,
not to get our real ability going, our own frequencies, our own energies.
yeah.
And that's my belief. And same with G5, whatever you call it, 5G, 3D
Yes, yes,
towers,
yes.
those are all frequency interrupters.
Yeah.
We have to learn, all of us, we have to learn to bring our frequencies up to overcome that
Mm-hmm.
and tune them down, because we can do that with
Raise
just,
a bulb.
yeah, raise up. Yeah, raise of the
Yep.
people, not machines. Because
So
yet again, they make us believe it will make us sick. They put something out in the news, you will get cancer. So now everybody is, oh my God, we're all gonna die. But no one thinks about maybe like, hey, it's a frequency. I'm frequency. Let's
we are frequency. That's exactly, yes.
So that's my belief.
Yeah. So
Amen.
we both have our conspiracy theories, huh?
Yeah.
It's nice to exchange them, because I hope that you guys are learning something or bring something to your awareness that maybe you guys could research on your own and things can start clicking like it did for me and for Anya. So, don't you think, Anya, that don't you hope that bringing this information?
I really hope
know.
that people start thinking about it. I mean, to really think about, is this really a day to celebrate or not? You know, and then on the other hand, I mean, there's never a day good enough or bad enough to raise your frequency, your vibration, or do something with the energy of the earth. Just keep in mind those dates that we just named, like Imbolc or whatever. Those are just days to celebrate. Like our farmers know when to put the seed out, when to harvest. Our farmers, they kind of still have that going.
Yeah.
It was passed from
Yeah, that's
tradition.
why I think the farmers follow the farmer's almanac, and this moon is the strawberry moon because it's when it was. Then when they did the picking of the strawberries, no,
I
maybe.
think that's where they came from. But still,
Maybe
there
I'm
is still
wrong.
a
I don't know.
little, they still uses the moon and the sun.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, those
Oh
were
yeah.
celebration days, but it's never, no day is good enough or worse than to do anything with your own energies, to dive into the energy of what
Yeah.
we have, of our planet, of us.
Iowa X brought a good point that I actually wanted to mention too. He says women have a biological clock that is what makes mother calendars male in essence. But that remind me of, no wonder how nowadays women, have issues with, their cycles and because they're not in tune to the moon cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I have a couple points that I want to read about what is time, and I'm curious to see, and I'll interact with the chat to see. I want to know what you think, if you agree or if you disagree with this. So, what is time? Consider this: time is not quantity counted, but rather quality experience. Do you agree or disagree? time is not quantity counted, but rather quality experience.
I don't read anything yet. Trina agrees.
I agree.
I agree too.
So the next one is, time is not what calendars and clocks make us think it is. Agree or disagree? I agree.
I agree.
Milky Way Weekly says time is a human construct. Max Vision says, yes, I agree. Time alters with my mood. Okay, so next one is, time is not linear, but rather fractal and holographic. I also agree with that.
Holographic, yeah.
Are you okay, Anya?
I'm okay.
I can just finish this and we'll cut it short because I don't want you to.
It's fine, really. It's fine. I had my tea. It just has to work.
You let me know.
No, I'm good, really.
Okay, so time is not money. Time is art, like gravity. Time is an invisible principle fundamental to the universe that affects space. And then is time is an atmosphere of the mind. Time is the universal factor of synchronization. So yeah, those are the points that I wanted to make.
Yep. I mean, you know, yeah, I'm okay, Jason. Tree. Yeah. I mean, back then, all the ancient people, they didn't have a clock.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like they were measuring everything again with the sun and the moon, with day and night.
Yeah.
So,
Hi,
but it was
April.
like, hey, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get the seats going here. That was like.
Yeah, I agree. So, oh yeah, I was talking to Anya before we started the show. I'm gonna start reading this book.
Thank you, April.
The Mayan Factor. And it was funny because while we were talking, I haven't started. I order it when I start looking into the Mayan stuff. But then I kind of, it's one of those things when you purchase something and you don't pick it up till you're ready, or until, when when it's time to read it. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
It's just like someone tells you now.
Yes. So I had it for months now. So, and I just now feel the need to start reading it. But before we started the show, I got some kind of awesome idea to maybe read some of it, make a recorded videos about reading the Mayan Factor so everybody can get an idea,
Yeah.
And sorry if you don't like the way I talk, the book readings are not gonna go fun for you. So don't watch it.
Oh, shut up. What are you talking about?
So yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that because I want to share this information with everybody. What?
No, just Alex wrote something in German, but
What is it?
He said, I read it in German. Anja, schüttle es ab, fick die niedrige frequency. That means, Anja, shake it off. F the low frequency.
That's funny.
But I noticed every time, I was feeling a little blah today. So I started drinking my herbal tea. I'm not only talking about, I drink my own self-grows tea. So, but I also noticed every time I talk about something like that, and it's close to the truth, I start choking or my throat starts hurting.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like someone doesn't want
that information out.
Yeah, and that is something you do your book, and I think I got my message to talk about other stuff a little more, which sounds maybe for the one or other a little insane. but I don't care. So I would like to talk at one point about what's going on behind closed door with people that have other abilities or abilities like us, and more books, more knowledge maybe than us yet.
Yeah.
And what they are trying to do behind closed doors. I mean, some of us we know, right, that
Yeah.
they have their own empath and numerologists and all that, but it goes a little further. So
Yeah, definitely. And
so that's
astrology.
where I will think I do my part from now on.
That's awesome.
And if I end up with a bullet in my head, then you know I was right. So
yeah. Well, no, you'll be fine. You'll be
no,
safe.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
But I think we're gonna end the show because I think that we both, got our we said our piece, what we wanted to share. Anya, I think your hair is kind of funny. You need to like fix it.
I have a horn. Oh God, that's the devil in me.
There you go. That's funny. But yeah, we probably need to talk about this some more.
Yeah, there is
go very deep with this kind of talks.
Especially with the time I told you about the monad experiment.
Oh yes, yes.
So, but like I said, that's a subject for itself, right? With the time experiment, how to manipulate time.
Yeah. Alex says part 2 in the future, question mark. I think we should do a part 2.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back, you guys. And thank you so much for watching. And yeah, tonight is the full moon.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a little something later.
Me too. And I'm going to put my crystals out. Maybe I'll make a video of how I put my crystals outside. And then, yeah, I'm going to do a little something too.
Didn't you do that last time too? Was you and me were sending picture of our crystals?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and not only your crystal, do you charge your decks? Or no?
Decks? No.
I do. I put mine on, well, I guess stay tuned to see how I do it. I'll upload it. I will upload a video. But yeah, I put it on a little something and I put it outside. So you will get.
I smudge them with my own mix. Then I smudge them and charge them with it.
Nice.
That's how I do it.
Yeah. So do you want to say anything in closing, Anya?
Well, yeah, I really hope that information that we had helped you guys. And if you can, whoever you are, try to absorb that full moon energy. I know it's strong and everybody's off the rock and thinks, what the F? But if you, again, bring your frequency up and take the energy
high vibing
of the moon.
Just start high vibing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I hope that, at least we put a little tiny seed in your brain to want to explore more of the information that we just presented. Because just like Anya has her own conspiracy theory, I have my own conspiracy theory because I read and I figure out things, but that's just me. And, maybe you can do the same. But anyways, with that said, thank you so much, Anya. We'll do part 2.
Yeah, thank you, Anna.
I hope you feel better. Everybody send all healing vibes to Anya, her throat.
Thank you.
I love you, Anya. Thank you, everyone. I love you all in Lakesh. And I will see you guys some other time. Bye.
Means good night.